Epictetus reminds us that the source of freedom lies in sound reasoning and self-redemption. We are capable of governing our own minds even when the world around us remains beyond our influence. Seneca writes that constancy of mind grants a man reputation and happiness despite all misfortune. The duty of man is temperance in prosperity and courage in adversity, focusing on what he can bear and control. Consider that injuries are only injuries if we allow them to be received. A blow may be struck, but it need not harm the soul. This distinction is the difference between a man who suffers and one who endures. Cicero, reflecting on Epicurus, notes that many desires are neither natural nor necessary and should be rooted out. The wise man avoids pleasures that bring pain and submits to pain that produces greater good. Thus, the mind must judge all pleasures and pains, not the body. It is within the mind's power to choose what to pursue and what to reject, aligning desire with nature and necessity alone. Epictetus teaches that the philosopher's path is one of self-mastery through reason, not divine grace. The freedom he offers is the freedom of the mind, unshaken by externals and steadfast in its judgments. Therefore, recognize clearly what is within your control, your thoughts, choices, and actions, and what is not. Let this recognition be the foundation of your peace and the source of your strength. You must learn to distinguish between what depends on you and what does not. Your judgments, desires, and aversions are yours alone to govern. External events lie beyond your control and should not disturb you, as Epictetus teaches in the Enchiridion. Philosophy is not abstract theory, but a guide for living in every circumstance. Whether at a gathering, in competition, or among family, you must apply reason to maintain composure and act rightly, as Epictetus presents in his discourses. Epictetus emphasizes that moral philosophy is central. Epistemology and cosmology support this aim. The goal is to align your will with nature by mastering your responses rather than trying to change external events, a lesson from the Enchiridion. In times of upheaval, when values are questioned, Epictetus's teaching remains a steady guide. He shows that the true philosopher's path is not solitude or power, but disciplined training of the mind to accept what cannot be changed. Remember, Epictetus's lasting message is that freedom comes from within. By reframing your thoughts about events, you find the best path to becoming a true philosopher, one unshaken by fortune and anchored in reason. Epictetus teaches that we must prepare ourselves for hardship by imagining it in advance. This premeditation is not despair, but a wise shield against grief, as Cicero explains in Tusculan Disputations. Seneca advises training the body and mind with voluntary hardships such as fasting or simple living. This builds endurance so that when real trials arrive, we are not caught unprepared. Just as a soldier trains in peace for battle, so must we cultivate resilience through small, controlled challenges. This steady practice makes us resolute when facing true adversity. Cicero reminds us that courage is not reckless exposure to danger, but measured endurance. We should not seek storms, but when they come, withstand them with all our strength and reason. Seneca writes that a mind grounded in virtue and prepared through discipline is free from needless anxiety. Such a mind does not rely on fortune but stands firm against all assaults. Epictetus exhorts us to embrace voluntary discomfort as a daily exercise. This is the path to true freedom, where we depend on nothing external but remain steady in all conditions. Epictetus reminds us that the path to living rightly is found in constant self-examination. Each day offers a chance to review what you have done, what you have controlled, and where you have faltered. He teaches that nothing is so helpful as to keep your reason ready and alert, to notice the virtues you have practiced and the faults you have committed, without excuse or evasion. Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius counsel us to meditate on the virtues we observe in others, letting their examples inspire us to embody the same qualities in our own lives. This daily reflection is not a burden, but a tool to maintain your course, to realign your actions with your nature as a rational being, and to progress steadily toward virtue. Do not wait for grand moments to assess your progress. The work is in the daily details, the honest accounting of your own conduct and intentions, as Epictetus insists. Let this practice become as natural as breathing. With each reflection, you reinforce your reason and strengthen your character, moving closer to the life you are meant to live. The charge is to take up daily reflection as your guide, measuring progress not by external praise, but by the clarity of your own reason and the steadiness of your will. Epictetus reminds us that to pursue any discipline seriously, we must accept the full burden of training. This means submitting to rules, enduring discomfort, and continuing even when the outcome is uncertain or painful. He warns against the fickleness of those who mimic many roles without true dedication. Like children playing at wrestling or acting, they never enter anything in earnest and thus never master anything. Seneca writes that constancy of mind is the foundation of true happiness, even amid misfortune. It requires temperance in prosperity and courage in adversity, a steadiness that only comes from committed practice. To be constant is to bear what others call injuries without receiving harm. As Seneca explains, an injury can be done but not received if the mind remains firm and unshaken. Epictetus's example of the disciplined athlete shows that setbacks, dislocations, dust, even defeat are part of the process. To choose the path is to accept these trials as necessary, not as reasons to quit. Therefore, tonight, decide to commit. Choose one practice, bear its trials, and persist without wavering. This single-minded dedication is the root of all progress and the shield against distraction.